Meeting is now being live streamed.
Gold looking sweet right now. Gold looking.
Did you have a chance to review the FOMC meeting? No. I'll look into that a bit this morning. We got Newswise today. Unemployment claims in 10 minutes. Couple yellows. We got a pretty fun news day. Orange folder 6:45. Orange and red at 7. ISM manufacturing. Oh, fuck. I'm tired, son. Do some push-ups or something. I'm gonna fill out my trade plan today.
Yeah, we can actually do that on this call.
That all filled up. Yeah, I have a pod up. I was gonna do what I can on the call actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually take care of mine as well. Let's see this FOMC maintain the target. The decision was unanimous among voting members to maintain the target. Economic assessment activity continues to expand at a solid pace. Job gains have moderated and unemployment has risen slightly but remains low. So amid unemployment claims in 10 minutes, I'm being told that unemployment has moved up slightly but remains low.
I'm reading a little bit of this article on news from the Newswire, the Dow Jones Newswire. That's some interesting stuff. They're kind of tying the gold spike to a lot of the Middle East stuff. It says after the assassination of Hamas leader, investors are turning to gold over fears of an escalation in the Israel-Palestine conflict. At the same time, Bullion's gains follow Fed officials holding interest rates steady. At Wednesday's meeting, the chair Powell said officials could cut rates at September's meeting as signs of inflation tick lower.
Here's how. I'm Millie, a content creator, coach, and business owner. If I had to start my business from
zero, that is
I would
actually
focus on building out my client experience.
That's actually interesting. I did not know that took place or would.
You'll like this. Turning to the U.S. election with the gap between nominees Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump narrowing, and Trump's lead in swinging states sliding in recent polls. The dollar's under pressure. Safe haven demand and expectations of a weaker dollar are like strong winds at gold's back, pushing prices higher. As with the start of 2024, gold remains our most bullish call on a trifecta of Fed cuts, supportive central bank demands, and bullion roll. I wonder what bullion means. Bullion's role as a geopolitical hedge of last resort.
Price action is looking so clean, bro. So clean. Like just thinking about our entry points. You don't really got to get into them, but just seeing them, like I just want to see some correction here before this news. Just hearing all the, information you just gave me about gold, just about the outlook on. Really sounds like the demand on gold. I can anticipate without premeditating price, going higher and going for that all-time high today. So we're about 40 pips away now. It's not something that's completely undoable.
Especially looking at the structure of the dollar. Bears move from the dollar. It's setting up nice, getting a break of structure out of an accumulation zone right now. On the bear side, getting some nice sellers volume on the dollar.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see how that carries through as news approaches.
Since if we do decide to move higher, if gold does decide to move higher, we have to be really careful. Not careful, just really focused on the volume coming in and out, just because we don't know how high it's gonna go. That thing could turn at any moment. It also could just keep on flying. So it's
right.
I wouldn't mind another retest here on this news. Just that 4-hour zone that it broke, when it took off yesterday. Any news in a couple minutes here. What Finviz, what did that start at this morning?
We've been playing 640.
Computer, my keyboard died.
Minutes till news.
Yeah, I'm just eyeing this MACD right now because I'm playing around with about $87. Gonna be doing that about I'm actually not sure the last size I want to do yet. Based on my stop loss, I think that's how I'll determine it. Because I want to play dynamically, man. I don't want to be worried about blowing my account. Not that we don't want to blow accounts, you know what I'm saying? But I want to still be able to have that freedom and based on just yesterday, I just made such a silly mistake, and it's so beautiful that it worked out like that. Just because it just confirmed that we can't force the market to do what we want it to do, and we just have to react. And just based on how this thing looks now, with just all the bullish signs of gold right now, on the daily, on the weekly, like on the 8 hour, just every single time frame. Um, supporting the claim for gold to just continue on up.
Right.
Um,
When I reflected on it, you know, my disposition on those short positions I was in, I was definitely I'd made the mistake of the naive mistake of, you know, like, damn, it's got to move lower at some point. That age old mistake.
News just came in.
And stuff. Pushing downwards. That's all there is, at least at the moment.
I was on ETH. I was playing around trading Ethereum the other day,
Mhm.
and that was on my trade locker just now. So I went over there and I hit a buy, and then it was on ETH, and I had to switch that bug over. 'Cause I did enter a buy on gold. I mean, if we got bearish news from the dollar, it just validates all the things we just talked about this morning that you brought up, Q, and let's see.
Yeah, super bearish.
Bearish. So about 13,000 more claims than forecasted, and 14,000 more than last week. So let's let this volume do its thing for a little bit. Go touch this daily area. I want to see it go touch this daily high, 2483. My entry target or my entry price was 24.47. This I did get in at a 0.1 just because 0.01 just because it's news. It's volatile. So I don't need to stretch it on this news, but a correction, stuff like that, if I plan on re-entering, 24.47.98. 24.47. Damn, my OBS ain't even going. I'm tripping. I even like about 24. Let's see where that. Let's see. I like about 24.70. So I'm about to take profit. Stop loss. Go climbing. Climbing. Dollar moving on a key area for me. I want to see the dollar break through this 4-hour area here. It used it in the past to kind of, mess around at. So potentially may see it consolidate here. Looking at about just under a 2-to-1 on this entry.
strong. Volume on the dollars coming nice and strong.
Yeah, I see it break through the zone. I want to see it blast through the zone.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Need inspiration? Shop Fry's for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Fry's worth it every time. Fry's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Good grief, bro. This bull run, bro, has been ridiculous. So 700 pips in the last 2 days. Less than that. Yeah, last 2 days actually.
All right, let's touch this trade plan a little bit. Get my mind running.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me get a few posts out real quick. You could, if you want, take over the screen and do your trade plan on. If you want to do it that way, you don't got to.
Got you.
I'm just in this trade, so I'm not gonna be entering any more positions at this time. I'll wait. The next time I may consider entering a position is gonna be around the next news folder. But I'm gonna let this current trade do its thing.
You want to make me a host? Why am I not a host? Should be, right?
Yeah, you should be now at least.
Yeah.
But we should both be able to be hosts and co-hosts where you can always.
So,
Can you share right now?
yeah, I'm good.
Oh, there's my tab. I know I have my other tab open.
All right, and so live streaming, I've been quiet. I'm over here typing. You can hear my fingers clickety clacking. This right here, I have shared on the screen, um, our new trade plan template. So this is a template that will be free to anybody in our Discord. Um, Something we're it's not final yet. There's still little touch-ups here and there that we'll make until we release that. We have a date set for the release, along with some other really exciting stuff. But here over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna make my way through my own copy. So you guys can kind of watch and track how I kind of work through this, if you will. Um, and so those of you, who will watch this recording or are watching this recording, you can kind of, as you watch me work through this, you can um, do the same when this template gets out to the public. Excuse me. So my why and this will be stuff that I adjust verbiage wise. I'm really treating this as a rough draft, and then I'll kind of go back in there and um, edit and revise some of my responses. Um, but under this first section, one of the most important sections for us, and I think our disposition on trading is, you can't trade successfully if you don't have a strong why. So my why consists of changing the socioeconomic class of my entire family. I want to inspire and support my people to venture into things that they've always wanted to do. I want my future family and the continuation of my bloodline to prosper and for wealth to sustain multiple generations. So that's kind of the personal side of things, as far as my family, my friends' family, future family. But I also, and I'll continue on here, I attach my journey to doing something of high integrity for others. Why do I want to master this skill? To profit, of course, but to be a catalyst for information and education so others can adopt this skill as well. So I kind of let that sit. Like I said, I might go back in there and do a little revision. Uh, but I'm making my way through these goal completions. I'll probably sit down and uh, I'm sitting down now. God damn it. But goals. So goal number one, man, this is really starting today. Have pay for dental school. Dental school. Mm, yeah. And when I go back in and touch this goal and goal timeline, I'm gonna get much more expansive as far as what the goal is, and kind of set some parameters as well. But just kind of jotting down some stuff for me to that'll jog my memory when the time comes. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back and continue on. Gonna hold off on this gold timeline on the gold timeline. I might think of a couple of things to throw in there now, but I really want to sit down and do some real careful reflection um when I go through that. But this SWOT analysis, so my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's what I'm gonna be working through next um, when I get back in front of the computer. And we'll continue to work through. I'm excited to show everyone this trade plan. I think it's really good. I think it's very comprehensive, and it allows us to keep it fluid while it still being very clear and straightforward. be right back. I'll sit everyone on the screen on the charts who can watch this move. Again, got bearish news for the dollar at 5:30. Unemployment claims dropped bearish. So we'll see. Looking to see gold break through this area at about 104.2, um, which will likely and optimally carry gold bullish. I'll be right back.
I'm just getting this post out really quick, and I'll take the charts back over. Let's see, Justin, what's going on? No, I know I heard that infamous Zoom bell. Let's see.
Says good problem.
So for me, it's like you said. I mean, you said it in the short term, just understanding the long.
All right, all right, all right. Let's just close window. I'm on Zoom. I'm on Zoom. Like I said, good morning, Justin. I see your name on here. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Uh, like I said, we're working through this just trade plan, get everything uh, in a format that is replicable. So they're speaking about the template that we created, and so going through it myself because why not? Why not? Once you so my trade plan up to this point has been a collection of many different pieces of paper. So I've gone through a process of kind of getting my thoughts out onto paper, and getting them out of my head and onto something virtual or hard copy. But I really always wanted to do exactly what we're doing now, in creating a trade plan that's just super clean, super easy to follow, comprehensive, and just has all the necessary components. Something I can look at every day, not too long. This will probably take me, with some deep thought and reflection in here, it'll probably take me an hour to do. Throw 10 grand in there. But, but yeah, not long, nothing crazy. But like I said, it's got all the necessary components. Once I make my way through, I'll share a copy of it in the Discord. I'll be more than happy to share my trade plan with the community. Right. Let me get some water real quick. Let me pull up. And here, when I'm working through these strengths and weaknesses, I was playing with, am I going to talk about just my strengths and weaknesses in trading, or I'm going to talk about, what I think my strengths and weaknesses are as a whole. I'm kind of opting for, talking about my strengths and weaknesses and furthering further on into my opportunities and threats. in todos. So in all, um, it's good. I really like just the opportunity for self-reflection. And like I said, this is something that I can look at every day. So yeah, yes. As we're working through this, I just want to kind of give you my perspective and my disposition as I'm working through this. Again, this will be shared with the community. Blank template will be shared with the community. That will be able to be downloaded, printed, however you want to access it. Um, but we're working through it myself first. Making sure it just flows like we want it to. Make sure it has everything in it. But before we get that out to everyone.
Yeah, and hearing when you started off with your why, I want to take some more time to really think about my why and not
Mhm.
just let it be something that is, I want to help my family,
Right.
like that's just like, no, it is because it's a lot bigger than it. So you're gonna, I really love that why statement you had, but I'm gonna knock mines out tonight for sure. Um, just as I go throughout my day, just jotting down little things that come across my mind, and because like I'm always thinking about my why. It's kind of like crazy. It's um like I feel like just as I'm sitting there at work, a lot of the time I'm sitting here and just looking around like, and then that why comes into my mind of why we do what we do, why I seek another stream of income and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
definitely want to spend a lot of quality time on carefully thinking about that trade journal, that a trade plan, I should say. Are you gonna print yours out? I might print mine out just to have it here
Yeah.
physically so I can see it every day.
hmm Yeah. I was thinking about because this will be able to. I put the spaces in there so when it can be printed out, you can do pen and paper if you want to. Um, but I'm definitely gonna print mine out and get it displayed somewhere. Great.
Yeah, I like the pen and paper look actually too. Now that I think about it.
For sure.
Potential entry point coming in. I would like this entry here. I just took another buy. So I'm scaling back in here. I haven't exited my first position. This just allows me to have a really small stop at about 25 pips. Um, and confirms just continuing this bullish move here from gold. Fresh green dot, fresh volume. See how this volume.
Mm, mm, mm,
Shoot, gold up about what 0.2%, point what 2-3% from this morning.
mhm.
I'd put that in the Discord.
Yeah, definitely.
In the Discord.
As you embark on today's trading journey, remember to apply the wisdom gained from past experiences with humility, excuse me, and respect for the market's power. Embrace patience and maintain a good attitude while waiting for the best trading opportunities.
Hmm.
Let discipline guide your actions, adhering to your trade plan and managing risk wisely. Amidst market turbulence, maintain your inner peace, regularly seeking clarity and peace of mind. At the end of each trading day, reflect on your actions, learn from the outcomes, and prepare for the next day with a renewed spirit. Trust in your unique path and the guidance that has led you here as you navigate the markets with confidence and determination. Heard you, Bloom Trade Plan.
Hey,
Look,
Justin said something in the chat
uh,
that I think is really nice too. He said, doing much better. He followed your lead and set his lot for a point 0.1. He's still working on his skills, but he said this right here is a good statement. Nice to really know that you don't need a big lot size to be profitable. Volume times time, Justin. Volume
volume
times
times.
time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's money. It's money. Yeah,
Yeah,
then
and all having, you know, a lot of capital allows us to do is take less, um, not take less, but we don't have to necessarily quote unquote rely on long positions. Like we can take 10 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, and profit significantly because we just have that amount to play with, right? But like we have something available to us to where we can still trade a point zero two lot size and make, $100 or $50 um in 20 bucks and do that 5 times and let it just stack the days. Stack the days.
for sure. For sure. Mm. Damn, there's something I wanted to say regarding that.
That make you forget.
No, I have it. I have it. I just wanted to figure out how I want to frame it before I start talking about it. Man, kind of how I see my progression when it comes to figuring out and calculating my lot size and how I want to be involved in the market when I'm in a trade. And I really love the way we're approaching it. And so how I see it is, right now we are, definitely, on the smaller lot side of things, respectively. Understanding the volume times time and doing our best and doing good at getting better at just seeing these big moves and capitalizing on 60, 70, 100 pip moves on average. I need to go through my trade plan and look at my wins. I'd say on average the wins are around like 60 pips. If I had to put it on average. But as Marcus was saying, as the capital increases, capital allows us um, it just eases our trading conditions. That's all it does. And of course, we're profiting more significantly. But as the capital increases, we don't really need the 60, 70, 80 pip moves to stay sustainable, to stay on track with our goals. Um, so the goal for me is to, you know, focus on this volume times time component, get highly skilled at reading out and setting up these big long plays. Um, and mastering my view of the chart and my view of big moves and how I understand these impactful news folders to impact the market and make the market move. I'm still probably 2 years away from being highly knowledgeable and skilled in tying in macroeconomics to trading. I, two, yeah, I'd put it at 2 years. Um, so I want to just grow everything together, right? I want to grow everything together. Um, of course, and then on the side, with work and the business and everything else. the vision is to increase the capital, uh, and diversify my trading accounts to where I have different accounts and I'm growing different accounts, and different accounts have different purposes. And so I'd love to have, like some sort of savings type of account that's very, very reserved, very moderate in its growth, looking to beat the S&P 500. So, I've thought about, a 20% yearly goal for an account like that. And then having an account to live on. So an account, that I'd like to have, upwards of, 100K on, so you do 2-3% on that, um, a week, not in a day, in a week, and just live off of that. That's really how I want to live as I move into dental school. Um, that's what I want. While I'm in dental school, I want to be living off of my trading gains off of $100,000 uh, cash account. Obviously, I have a lot of work to do to get to that point, but um, like I said, very, very, very resolved, very confident in our ability to get there. Yeah, this is kind of just a little rundown on um, kind of how I'm approaching my involvement in the market over the next, 6 months to a year, and then expand that out to about 3-5 years.
No, I love that. I love that savings account. Not asking from, much from that,
Mhm.
playing it nice and consistent, sustainable there. Like you said, beat the S&P. Maybe you don't even trade all 261 trading days on that account.
Mhm.
Just secure that 20%. Probably don't even maybe don't even see that account for 5 years, but get
Mhm.
20% for 5 years, and all of a sudden you look up and you're like, man, I put 100K into that thing 5 years ago. Now it's sitting at 200K. It's nice.
Right.
That's how a savings account is supposed to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to continue to, like I said, diversify outside of Forex.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about, just other plays, and it's kind of, yeah, just diversifying, putting our hands in multiple pots. I definitely see myself getting into real estate at some point. I'll be involved in real estate in some capacity. Not quite sure what that's going to look like. Um, but that's definitely something I want to do. I want to get more knowledgeable and be involved in the stock market. Um, and I would love to get to a point where I'm investing in other businesses. Um, so yeah, there's definitely a lot of diversification that I want to do, um, and have, just as I grow, as I get older. Trying to build the foundation now, and I really
Exactly.
think all the work, especially the financial work that I'm doing now, and the knowledge that I'm doing, the education that I'm doing now, learning to trade. I just It's hard for me to not think that in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I'll be in a place uh where I didn't imagine. I just see this at some point, volume times time, at some point over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Um, I'm gonna look back on this, or even further than that, 40, 50 years. I'm gonna look back on this period and just be really thankful that um,
Hmm.
I invested in building my knowledge and my financial literacy early on.
I mean, 'cause you can look around, see, you got, maybe a grandkid, maybe you got a kid of your own, well, of course you're gonna have a kid of your own, but I'm saying instead of having a grandkid, but it's like just look around and like all the things you built
Mhm.
and like the fact that you provided such security for generations that you probably won't even see,
Mhm.
um, financial security and just that financial stability. Um, just that's where it's at. So I think even being able to use sitting here and listen to you, even being able to frame something and thinking about it in a 40 to 50 year, um, like just thinking about it that far out.
Mhm.
I don't think a lot of people do that. Maybe some people are scared um, to think that far out because it's like I don't want to be old and like all this other stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but no, it's definitely a realistic, thing to think about when you're building the foundation. Um,
Mhm. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm just, I think when we all have families, we all have aunts, uncles, cousins, people that have come before us. Um, so even, ever since I was a kid, I always just like to pay attention to, just how people lived and how they, kind of made their decisions. Um, financially speaking, employment speaking, and everybody's gonna get old, and everybody's gonna get to a point where you have somebody else to take care of. You have bills, you have this, you have that, and so I've just always thought it'd behoove me not to, as early as possible, just start to lay the foundation of something and just start to build a life that I wanted. Because I've seen,
Facts.
how, my family it's not to say like anybody in my family lives like terribly, live in slums, because that's certainly not it. Definitely fortunate to just have a good family, man. Definitely fortunate for that. Um, but my point is, ever since I was little, I've just always envisioned a particular life, um, and I've always understood that it takes work and it takes, you kind of figuring your stuff out and developing your skills to get there. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Peace.
that's the phase I'm in now. 2025 to 35. I turned 25 October 20th. So I'm really over these next 10 years. It's just in that mode where it's got to be done. The work's got to be done. I got to learn as much as possible, take the risks, and see how it turns out for me in 10 years from now, and then move on from there. In 10 years from now, that's the mark where I'll be done with school as well. So that's really the turning point for me 10 years from now. Go trying to push up out of this area, trying to get there. Not getting much help from the dollar at the moment. Had some bullish volume coming on the dollar, kind of corrected off that strong area Marcus was talking about earlier on this call. But I kind of like that, that move wasn't really reflected on gold, just in terms of being in a long position on gold. Because we could get
Yeah.
rejection off this next strong area the dollar's at, where obviously there's been a lot of accumulation in this area. All this accumulation, so we could get bearish rejection off here, and haven't really changed the level on gold. So there's promise for gold to push push bullish out of this area.
I was just going over just some of these notes from the FOMC, and doesn't seem
Hmm.
like they provided any more context about like the potential rate cuts in the future. Um, so I'll take a peek at that um, CME Fed Watch tool again and just
Hmm.
see if that I want to see if that's changed since yesterday. Where's my tool at? Oh, so it actually changed about 0.5%. So it's funny. So so right now, as we think, especially when I look on my dollar,
Hmm.
when I'm analyzing my dollar and thinking about analyzing my dollar, September's the next time we are going to get a rate cut decision,
Hmm.
September 18th, right? So about a
Hmm.
about a month and some change out. Um, and right now it's about a 13% chance that we will get a rate cut. So I'll be kind of keeping my eyes on that to see how that changes, right, based on this incoming economic data that we get throughout from the beginning of August. So let's just say the
Hmm.
end of August, right? So like all my labor market and employment related folders, um,
Hmm.
all my inflation, PMI, GDP, PCE, all those related folders that are related towards inflation. Um, just keeping my eyes on those two, the data that comes in and how that reflects the potential interest rates. Because, and like you said earlier, Q, everything is our increase in knowledge and like just the focus I'm personally going to put on increasing not just the forex knowledge because it's not necessarily forex related.
Hmm.
It's just the macroeconomics. It's just world related. It directly affects just the world. And then we've kind of figured out how to utilize it within the confines of the market. And then with the news folders that we have available to us.
Hmm.
Um, but and just so as you just develop that knowledge, I want to be able to understand the actual state of the dollar,
Hmm.
and talk about it amongst people when I am
Hmm.
going to those real estate meetings and I'm looking to close a deal on this or that, or when I'm trying to get into this business venture, and I'm painting this picture of how this will look because I understand the potential outlook of the dollar, and based on the economic data that we have available to us. So
Hmm.
um, that I don't know if I would have ever gone that route if I was not introduced to Forex.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of like the beauty about it, because not only can we use it outside of this, but then we can start to, you know, really maximize the knowledge that we have and apply it to our long positions and um, our analysis and whatnot. So yeah, I just wanted to, so as we develop and the seeking of knowledge, something Jim Rohn talks about a lot,
Hmm.
just the constant seeking of knowledge and information.
Hmm. And I really think the macro approach is a really good approach because it intertwine it moves so much. It includes so much more than just forex fundamentals and technicals. Um, you learn about when you're in the macro side, obviously, um, macroeconomics, so essentially just global economics. But here, obviously, we prioritize uh, the U.S. economy and understand the U.S. economy Forex ventures us into, other economies and other countries and what's going on specifically in other countries a little bit more. Um, but it's understanding the macro, understanding inflation rates, understanding interest, understanding, real estate, um, and just everything that's involved in macroeconomics. Yes, it supports us as traders, but it sets such a good foundation for us to venture into, really anything we wanted to and just be knowledgeable, you know. And two, I like to be um when it comes to developing relationships and talking with people, the broader we forge for our information, the more we know, the more rooms we can get in, the more people we can engage in conversation with. The working at the bar has taught me that, and it's really pushed me to build my knowledge in other areas. Because you never know who you're gonna come across. You never know what their interests are. Um,
Mm.
but I love being able to find, just that one thing. Me and this, me and Steven from Alaska, who's in Phoenix for work, what we can relate on and have an interesting conversation about. It's one of my favorite things to do. Again, like I said, being able to talk about this stuff, especially being able to talk about it in an education way, yeah, but more of like an informational way, and not that I'm here to help anybody. Well, just in speaking in terms of just like a random conversation, um, but being able to be highly knowledgeable in these realms and talk about it with other people, share my knowledge. Like that's how I want to put it. Share my knowledge with other people, with high integrity, of course. Uh,
Nah, but that's fire too, because like you never know when someone you're talking to wants to know something you know. Like
yeah.
like you could know literally the gold mine that they've been cringing their teeth every single night about. And the moment you start talking on it, it hits that light bulb for them, and now you just form a business connection that could turn you into one of the largest companies in the world. Like you literally never know, and
Mhm.
that's so fire that you brought that up. So I was just writing that down as you're. Yeah, I want to do a better job. Something I want to do a better job as just. I feel like I have so many thoughts that come, in and out of my head, and just think about so many different things. All good things normally, about 90% of the time, 95 we can say, 'cause I do have, those negative thoughts. I do have those, um, I'm not gonna call them bad thoughts, but I do have negative thoughts of like, who doesn't, bro? Like, what if this shit doesn't work? But I probably have, when I ever have one thought about anything negative, I probably have about five other thoughts that just pull me out of that. Um, but just want to get like better at putting that stuff on paper and just getting stuff out of my head, because when I get to a point and I try to go put it on paper, it's like so just knotted in a
Mhm.
way, just how I see it in my head, and just I want to be able to have things so organized in my brain. Like I don't know if I'm making sense when I'm saying that, but like I kind of picture it like it's a bunch of wires,
Mhm.
and kind of like when you're trying to get that one cord, that one cable you need to plug in something, and
Mhm.
that thing is just all knotted in between 60 different other wires. Um,
Mhm.
that's kind of how I think about all the different things I want to do, and after all these other, so just getting it on paper is kind of the point I'm getting at, and
Mhm.
just as I'm sitting here and listening to you talk about, multiple different things, it's happening. Like multiple different things are coming in and out of my head. So I'm like, nah, freak that. I'm gonna start on one thing. I'm gonna get it on paper. So
Yeah. I love whenever I have what I perceive to be a good thought or a profound thought. I always, I use my notes. So I have, and I just keep like a running note.
mm,
Um, and so it was actually so nice because over the last 2 years. So yeah, summer 2022. That's kind of when I kind of flipped my life around, quote unquote. But just I really started focusing on my body, understanding my physiology. I just started just collecting thoughts, things I heard, and I used that. That was what I used to complete my dental school application to write all my essays. I literally just scrolled up and down, find something that fit that specific question. Man, and I had pretty much everything in there over the course of 2 years. It really helped me, and I bring that up because I'm like you, Marcus. I want to get better putting it on paper, um, particularly the just kind of the breezing thoughts that come because eventually I want to write a book one day, dude. Like I want to write a book. Um, Not exactly sure what that book will look like, but I imagine it. I imagine me offering my perspective in some way or another through that. So I definitely want to kind of record as much thoughts as possible and kind of approach that the same way I approach the dental school application. No, it's not the same, but I feel like I can kind of tie the two concepts together.
mm. So
Yeah.
are you talking about stuff that you saw on like podcasts, maybe you saw it maybe you listened to it, at a family reunion, or you talking about stuff like that you put into your notes file on your phone?
Yep, stuff like that. And then I'd kind of add on like my own, like my reflection on it for most of them. Um, yeah,
Know
so
that.
so that probably, and then I have a lot of my own stuff in here, my own discourse, me talking to myself. Yeah, there's a decent amount of quotes up in here. Not that much really. Yeah. Ooh, gold's getting that push. First green dot on our 5 minute XAU USD. Let's see if we're able to get past that 24.58 level as we approach it.
Yeah, PMI, final manufacturing PMI 645.
Bearish for the dollar.
Let me forget what the difference is between these two again. Where are my notes at? A tab at. Oh, here it is.
We went to the restroom real quick.
But No, I got this somewhere actually. How about that? I don't have. Oh, I know where I have it. That's where I have it. Notion. Mm. Fire. All right, so I knew I'd be able to find it. I was looking for my notes um on these news folders coming up in about 8 minutes, or yeah, 8 minutes. So the first one is manufacturing PMI. If I'm not mistaken, yes, final manufacturing PMI. Um, so we have a final and an ISM, right? Final and an ISM. So let me go back here, my Notion. Final versus ISM. ISM focuses on new orders, production, employment, supplier deliveries, and inventories. Uh, the or that was the ISM, excuse me. The final focuses on orders, output, and employment. And so just thinking about those two, we'll go by two here. Thinking about those two, both having to do with employment, right? So I like to look just for key words. Um, that are correlated to how the Fed views, like, the data the Fed is looking for is related to their dual mandate, price stability, and maximum employment. Um, and so whatever folders or wording or whatever the case it is when it comes to these, like understanding what these news folders, how they'll impact. Um, I'm just looking for really those key phrases or words. But let's see. And then it says ISM and final cover different, slightly different industries. So they cover different industries. They're not just two wings of the same bird. They cover different industries. Um, the final is part of a global series, making it easier to compare across countries. Right. So that is something, they'll use to kind of compare across countries. ISM PMI is specific to the US, though it is widely followed internationally. Why would it be widely followed internationally? Because of just the international ties that the US has, with whether it's major companies, whether it's, the US dollar, and the type of money we put into other countries based on, importing and exporting. Let's see. And then the ISM has more significant immediate impact, while the final is closely watched but may have less immediate impact on the market. Um, so how I'm looking at this right now, we're running into a final manufacturing PMI at in about 4 minutes, right? Um, per my notes, the research that I went and did, um, the final manufacturing PMI may not have much impact at first, or at all, because we have that ISM on the back end. But that doesn't mean that the data on that final manufacturing won't be important and is not being observed, we can say. It's just not the end all be all there because of what's right after it. And so, and if we just look at on the Forex Factory too, if we just look at the results from these folders, we say they're not like too far off from each other. I'm assuming that these scores, you guys can't see my screen. Let me see. I'm assuming these scores right here are out of 100, rather. So, and they're relatively close to each other. So like the data, even though they're part of different sectors, they're still relatively like close in that and like super, not super far off. So, based on just understanding how differently they impact the market, I'm still focused on that ISM folder more than that final manufacturing folder. So I'm still in my position to, and I'm probably gonna ride it out here through these news. May take a full close on this position here. Or at least put a trailing stop there. 22, 24, 47, 24, 47.
United.
Time 6:43. 6:43, 6:43, 6:43. Minute 30 seconds till our orange folder drops. Final manufacturing PMI. 2 minutes. I was listening to one of my favorite Huberman episodes, actually. One I listened to a while ago. I haven't listened to it in a long time, actually. But it's fire. It talks about it's the physiology behind happiness, both organic and synthetic happiness. So the episode's fire. But I just wanted to, I took a handful of notes. I want to work through some of these, actually, because some of these are fire and could be applicable. You could implement them because some of these things are just very easy to do, and if they're not protocols, easy to understand. But the main point of the episode, the main thing when it comes to happiness, is a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Stay present and stay focused. So I forget the study, but there's a university study that that looked at mind wandering and its correlation to happiness. So are we more or less happy when we're off in our mind thinking about other things? And it turns out that not only are we less happy when our minds are wandering, but mind wandering institutes it creates unhappiness.
Mm.
Um, so the point there is, just stay present and stay focused, and that will synthetically increase our levels of happiness. It's just kind of crazy. We always hear, stay present, stay in the moment, but we don't really understand that really just ties into the physiology as well. It ties into physiology as well, which I thought was good. A guided meditation every day. So meditation is 95% of meditation exercise really are focus and perception exercises. Anytime we're focusing on our breath, counting our breath, that's a narrowing of focus. So it's a focus and perception exercise. Whenever we feel like our mind's wandering, meditation is actually one of the best things we can do. I think the study did like 10 to 12 minute meditation sessions were found highly beneficial to increase levels of focus and efficacy. I thought that was good, kind of tying into that previous point.
You said the 95% of meditation. What was that number again at the beginning of that?
Our perception and focused oriented. Any meditation where you're asked to draw your focus to like counting your breaths or drawing your perception, like your stimulus perception anywhere across your body, that'll be a narrow ring of focus. So thus it's focus enhancing and perception enhancing. What else do I have in here? Gratitude, both giving and receiving, is another means of creating happiness. And a lot of these will kind of be out of context. I'll try and add context when I can remember. Let's read some of these notes. Pro-social involvement. So being involved in pro-social activities, that kind of speaks to the giving aspect as well. Working at a homeless shelter, doing something in the community, coaching your kids' baseball team, just something that is pro-social, impacts the community. It's another way to synthetically increase our happiness. And of course, social relationships, socializing, being around other people. There's one kind of interesting thing you talked about in the episode. It was in regards to eye contact in social interactions. Eye contact is kind of a funny thing socially, because there'll be like sometimes some social interactions where like the eye contact just feels weird. It doesn't, like, we just gotta kind of position our bodies, position kind of our eye contact somewhere else, because just for whatever reason. I'm not speaking to any specific event, but then there's times where the eye contact feels natural, and we feel like we have to give eye contact so the other person is perceived by the other person that we're paying attention and we're focused. We've always heard, look at me when I'm talking to you, that type of thing. So actually, an ongoing eye contact is not necessary to have a good conversation. And good conversation requires many shifts, kind of in and out of eye contact and in and out of focus. That's what's seen in good conversations. I thought that was kind of interesting. Animals, and connected with animals, allo grooming is the term. Yeah, man, I wrote a good amount of notes. It can get exhausted, but I definitely recommend going to listen to that episode. Happiness, we all want to be happy. You won't come across a human that doesn't want to be happy. We all want to be happy. So, but understanding the physiology behind happiness and how we can how we can garner our happiness and support our happiness at a physiological level. A profound impact on our lives, I feel, at least. Yeah, that's
No,
my
I'm
thought.
gonna have to get into that pod this morning.
Yeah,
I open up
super.
this morning, so I'm just scanning inventory. I throw on a little pod for about 30 minutes.
There you go.
Scan that inventory, so
There you go.
just because, but the same way we want to understand the market.
Mm-hmm.
If we can understand our emotions and ourselves, who I desire those things. I truly seek those things and care about working on those things. Because the same way we think about, the financial stability you want to leave for our kids and whatnot, the same generational, curses that we want to break, that we may have grown up with emotionally, or, that we've dealt with mentally. That stuff trickles down as well. So if I truly believe all that type of stuff stops at me. And just because I'll be the one willing to take those steps and take that initiative to watch a podcast on the physiology behind happiness, right? So I can understand how to, myself for one, enjoy my life a little bit more, and then be an example for others so they can enjoy their life a little bit more as well. So and I know you said a little bit earlier too, you said not that you're teaching or something like that, because you're just having your information,
Just being able to share that knowledge.
and that's exactly where I'm at too. And just being able to be a resource for people to hear, it's not like that I'm some profound teacher and anything, but I definitely think I have a really observative perspective about a lot of different things. I never have a bias about things, so I feel like my word definitely will carry some weight as I increase my knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And there's one more kind of highlight from the episode that I wanted to get out there, and it talks about our decision making and our decision making process. So focusing on the choice you made and making the best choice and making the best of that choice increases happiness.
Mm.
You aren't taking anything new. And I'll add context to that. Focusing on things deeply, it's the greatest level. Yeah, so I'm gonna read that again and then add context. So focusing on the choice you made and making the best of that choice increases happiness. So the point there is, what do you say? So I'm trying to bring back the context that he used. So often, we'll make a choice and we'll get into a state where we're reflecting on that choice, thinking about other options, and continuing to weigh the other options after we've made a choice, after we've made a decision. And so it kind of ties into the mind wandering aspect. So maybe we can call it decision wandering. But that, just like mind wandering does, we'll do the opposite of what we want to do when it comes to our happiness. Happiness comes in making the decision and doing everything we can to move forward with that decision, focusing on that decision. So putting the care and putting the time into optimizing the decision in the first place, and then sticking to that, and not continuing to weigh other options, look into anything else. It's kind of like the I'm not gonna quit after I've made the decision mentality, which I'm certainly a patron of. Um, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Focusing on the decision and doing everything you can to make that decision fruitful. Yeah, as soon as we start to assess alternatives or other options, our happiness decreases.
Mm.
Focusing on the choices we've made and framing them as the right adaptive choice is important to our natural and synthetic happiness. We can't assess the happiness of our choice if we are constantly thinking about other circumstances. I like that right there. We can't assess the happiness of our choice. We can't understand if the choice that we made is the right choice, or if we don't focus on it, if we're not intentional about it. I thought that was interesting. Money can't buy happiness, but it does buffer stress. Work can bring feelings of meaning and resources, which puts us in the context of pro-social contact, enhance bonds, etc. Money matters that covers costs of living and some buffer to the anxiety of changing financial circumstances in regards to happiness. For example, 6 to 12 months of capital to sustain you if you lose your job or have some other extenuating circumstance. Yeah.
I'm trying to find that part right now. Was it the science-based tools for increasing happiness? That one?
Yeah. Yeah, super good. Super good. About 2.5 minutes till PMI. Till PMI drops. Gonna get some nice drama on the charts here. Marcus and I are both in long positions here on gold. Had bearish news for the dollar earlier this morning on that 5:30 news. So looking to continue to carry that bearish momentum on the dollar for our long positions on gold. And so after you get done with the happiness episode, go into the meditation episode. I think that's a good kind of like segue into it, so you kind of understand more of how meditation increases your happiness.
Yeah.
Builds the efficacy of it.
Yeah, bro. I need to freaking meditate, bro.
I'm
doing it. I'm starting that.
I moved away from it, bro. Like I'm really just trying to get back into that mode. So I'm getting back into this stuff. But I feel like me too, bro. I've been lacking.
This is important, man. I'm starting that this month. Nah, I'm starting at this. See, it's funny I said that. I just saw a video about making long-term and short-term goals and just the lack of accountability with having some long-term goals. It's like, why am I going to start something like meditating this month? No, bro, I'm starting that shit tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to start. I promise I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to watch that video and whether it's some form of meditation. I don't trade tomorrow on Fridays, but we were hooping in the morning. So, first thing in the morning, I'm going to just 5-10 minutes, just meditate. Just start there. Yeah. Just start there.
Yeah.
I feel like something I've done that I'm gonna move away from, and that I'm just reflecting with myself. Just done a little bit of self-reflection in the last handful of days, but I feel like I've looked for areas to be accountable. When every moment you're awake, you're accountable for something. It's like you don't need to have some something in place, some specific goal or something you want to stop or something you want to start or anything like that to hold yourself accountable. As we get PMI, potentially
watch out,
bearish,
bears.
I hope,
Gotta be.
because this we got this little break in price that I don't like though. So I would like price to fill that now. Um, However, if it doesn't feel that, then I'll continue to observe and analyze. But just to finish my thought real quick as we watch this work, um, yeah, we don't need. You should feel accountable with everything you do. Is basically what I'm saying. You shouldn't need to try to get a 7-day streak or something to feel accountable about something, or to hold yourself accountable. As we get some of those bears and the bulls exchanging information between the two right now.
Bears and wolves.
And so before you got on Q, actually, I went over like a few notes I had about these two folders and why there was a final and why there was an ISM.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually works out. Why is my shit lagging? It actually worked out kind of well, because this very last one I had, ISM has more significant immediate impact.
Mm-hmm.
So the final manufacturing is the S&P. So that's why it says that immediate impact, while S&P is closely watched but may have less immediate impact. And we actually didn't get any type of result from that final. We got neutral. And then boom, bearish from that manufacturing. Not sure the prices and why that's bullish, but orange folder obviously is getting wiped out by that folder there. Get some. There goes that. Oh, there it goes. I think this is where it retested this morning, right? Yep. Yeah. Came back up here. Touch that level. I got my shit in Athens time right now.
Yeah, I just took full close on that. It's at the top of that there.
Nice. Top of what exactly? Oh, okay.
Continue to push. Looking at it, took my exit right at 2460. 2460, so 90, excuse me, 84 pips on there. I really like the potential of this to really continue to push, man. Was at the daily area. I'm okay taking my max right there.
No, I definitely hear that. Yeah, I want to see if he wants to go tag. I wanted to go tag this all-time high. I let this daily volume get away from me yesterday, but they're gonna rely on this daily candle here. My computer is lagging. Why is it lagging like this? Because I have too many tabs open. Do have a lot of tabs open. Hold on, man. This is bothering me. No idea about computers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get this coffee poured up real quick.
Trying to get my computer out of this lag mode. What's happening? Why is it moving like this? Don't even have that many tabs open. Solid. Oh, I shut off the music. That's why it's quiet. um, I'm gonna be patient here with this one. I gotta take profit set at 2670 on one of these trades. It was the one I took earlier. So this one right here. So 2470 is my TP on that one. Don't have a TP on this one here below it. The second one I took, but just gonna be patient with both of these entries here. Um, this right here from the dollar is beautiful. So if we look at my 4 hour areas, right, these were the areas I wanted to see it break out of. If it breaks this final one, we're good. We're good to go. If it breaks this final one, I'll really like how that looks, of course, to go attack my next level here. But we just see the respect that the dollar has had within these levels. Through on this bearish run from the dollar, you know, bearish run, then went into a little bit of range. And now if we can break beyond this, we'll get into another strong bearish run and look to move towards this daily. That's what I'm looking to see the dollar move towards, about 102.80. That's what I want to see the dollar move towards. And so yeah, for what that would look like on gold, I don't know, but it would be inversely. So be moving inversely. Still in this position, I was definitely understanding the potential of this happening. You know, price coming to fill this little gap there. So definitely thought that was a possibility. See, I got good margin level. I'm good. $24 margin used. About 25% margin. I'm all right. I'm in a good position. Once you go price, go hit my TP.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
Been trying to fight my sleepiness. It was called. I went to sleep the other morning. I think on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday. I don't know what was wrong with me on Tuesday. I was so tired. I slept damn near the whole day and went to work. But I didn't have any caffeine that day. So
The pick me up.
I had to be, yeah.
Yeah, I do need to get mine going. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, that's the best pot this week. It's the best pot this week. Perfect. And so today is August 1st. Today's day number 1 of my 261 trade days or 365 calendar days. In that time, I want to have dental school paid for before I get there. I talked about this a little bit the other day. But that's my timeline. August 1, 2024 to August 1, 2025 to make it happen. Gonna do a little social post on my trading page, on my trading Instagram. I'll probably post that on Facebook too. Just kind of give some insight to the beginning of this journey. Super excited, ready to go. Yeah. In our trade plan template, there's an interesting part on it that I want to actually bring up. And it's this right here. When will I top up my account with additional capital? And so this is kind of interesting. You know, when I think about this, you know, I see myself doing everything I can to fund my account as well as trade it, but just to get it to 10K. Once I get it to 10K, you know, then we can start, you know, really starting to play around with the risk and the dynamicness of our risk. Of course, preserving our capital, not going too crazy. But I have every intention of, you know, putting my extra cash, putting my side cash into my account. I'm going to establish a timeline in which I do that. I'm on a 2-week basis, or I think I'm going to do it on a 2-week basis, so a bi-monthly schedule, where I'll, you know, throw a couple $100 in there. So definitely going to do that as well, because, you know, we can definitely, you know, fund our accounts. You know, we don't have to just fund it one time. We can obviously throw money in there whenever, but 10K will be the point at which I feel I can stop doing that. Damn, I missed Joe's message. Joe already hopped off of here, but appreciate you getting on with us, Joe. Joe had a
Bed, deodorant, lotion, hair, rocket.
Yes.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
This thing a question about times.
About what?
Hayden, kids get ready for school. Man, that takes me back. Me and my little brothers, we'd always get up a little bit early so we could watch the morning run through of Transformers. That was always our thing.
You can do brilliant things. Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
I'll meet you. There you go. I just put you on mute for a sec.
You good? That's how it should be.
Get ready for school, man.
Hey, facts.
I was just talking about, man, it takes me back. Me and my brothers, we used to get up a little early, get dressed, get our showers in, get dressed, and we watch that first morning run through Transformers. That was always our thing.
Hey, those morning cartoons, that bowl of cereal, morning cartoon.
Like
You're right.
Facts. Nothing like it.
Man, they don't make cartoons like they do these days anymore.
Nah, dude. Nah.
And it's funny too, because people, you know, older than us was probably saying the same thing about our cartoons, but
Right. All right, because I feel like I've definitely heard that before. You know, that's funny. I need to.
All right, I'm still sitting in this position right now. Looks like price came
down up this area here.
Came down and filled that gap for us. Let's see if Dollar wants to retest this area right here.
Mhm.
My time what is 10 times 200.
You see the trans boxers in the Olympics?
I can't say that I had the liberty to see that.
Bro, it's really bad, dude. It's really bad, bro.
And they're boxing women?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and like fucking them up too.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
Italy's 66-kilo female boxer Angelina Carini forfeits the fight in first round.
What?
Carini faced Algeria's Iman Clive. That's the trans person who was previously disqualified from a women's boxing championship for having XY chromosomes. So for having male chromosomes. It's crazy, bro. So
That's wild, bro.
wow, man. It's wild. It's wild.
That's wild. I can't.
But there's people betting on the
That's fat. He said we put the money on that. That's wild. That's why that's even in the sports books. Jeez,
somebody said they put the whole house on. Test. Okay, yes. Microphone, speaker. Wait. Hey.
Oh, Rocket. Oh, it's your favorite. Yeah, it's your favorite. Oh, it's your favorite. Right, your favorite. Oh, it's your favorite. Right, your favorite. Right, that. Right, your favorite.
Guess I should. Marcus sharing the screen? I hope so. Meeting. He is sharing the screen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, paying attention to this area right here. I'll put my not my brush tool.
that was when
My circle
you
tool.
thought.
Let's see if we reject off this area here. That's the peak here.
Just finishing this coffee I brewed up. I got about 11 minutes. I actually got a work meeting at 7:30, so I'm gonna hop off at then.
Or you got a work meeting at 7:30?
Yeah.
Heard you. Slide off, man. Slide off. Good. Pretty good call this morning.
No, for sure.
Man,
I'm still in a couple positions here.
Mhm.
So I'm just. I know you took that full close about 8. So we got 80 on it.
Yeah, like 80, 86.
Nice.
That's a good movement.
1 for 1.
More savings and more inspiring flavors.
A great call though. Like news, everything reflected. Everything's sitting nicely right now.
Mhm.
Look for the locked-in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings
Yeah,
throughout the
okay.
store. Fries,
Sorry.
fresh for everyone.
So, I'm gonna get my trade plan done today. I'll figure out when we want to. I got to look at the documents when we're gonna release these templates. Of course, I want us both to have some time to work through it.
I think it was the 15th.
Yeah, 8/15. In 2 weeks from now, we'll get this trade plan released. Again, this is a trade plan that's not. This trade plan isn't designed to just be based on our strategy. This is a trade plan that is just expansive and comprehensive to all the trade plans in the world. Up to this point, I think we have all the necessary components in there. We have a good devotional in there, some declarations. But again, I want you guys can kind of look through it as I scroll across, or be nice and patient for when it releases on the 15th. But really excited for everyone to get this in their hands.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to get it in my hands. Because we know the importance of that, and it's definitely going to start with how we utilize it. And I need something like that. I got all my trade log stuff over to the new trade log template as well. But even like the trade log, as I'm going through that, that stuff's just gonna make us better traders. It's just gonna make us better traders, and then the process that we have to go about to make sure we're doing that just makes us better people, because it makes us disciplined and consistent to taking the time to revert back to that trade plan and whatnot. So it's all for it's all in the same family, that's working towards the goal. Just that trade plan, trade journal, meditation, it literally all starts to intertwine together. For me, at least, that's kind of my approach for it.
No, for sure.
Potentially getting some correction here.
When I put in this entry time, I think I'm just gonna put in. I'm talking about the trade log. I guess it is calculated right though.
So if you're looking on Trade Locker, anything, it's like 12 o'clock on there is 2 a.m. 13 o'clock's 3 a.m. 14 o'clock's 4 a.m. 15 o'clock's 5 a.m. because that is in Athens time. It's in bro, it took me so long to figure out, but I got it literally. Look, it's on a post-it note of what time equals what time in Arizona time.
Give it to me one more time.
So if it's anything between 11 o'clock and 19 o'clock, that's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., all the way up to 9 a.m. Once it hits 20, that's 10 o'clock or 10 a.m., 21's 11 a.m., 22's 12 p.m., and then 23 goes into 1 p.m., but then it goes into 1 o'clock, and that's 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. You feel what I'm getting at? But and when I go to my trade log and I see anything outside of the 14 to night to 14 to the 2 p.m., let's call it, I'm like, bro, I'm trading completely outside my trade hours. But yeah, it definitely took me a second to get used to. It definitely took me a second to get used to.
Yeah, I don't like it.
He's like free. I'm not even gonna put down the time.
Nah, bro. I'm just gonna put down the. Why does it keep doing that? I guess it would have been. 0.05.
Like, I'm gonna put it on promotion.
Your word is formaldehyde.
Can you use it in a sentence?
As you're sitting in your basement, you hit your vape, but then your mom walks in, freaks out, and starts listing the toxic chemicals you could be inhaling into your body, like formaldehyde. Which she singles out because it's the same chemical used to preserve your Uncle Rico's funky-smelling taxidermied fox. Formaldehyde. Vaping can expose you to toxic chemicals like formaldehyde. No need to spell it out any more than that. Brought to you by The Real Cost and FDA.
Yeah, bro, this time is crazy. This time is crazy. Oh. Yes. 1, 2.
Yeah, that time stuff is
So I wasn't in that trade. Wait. Man, I'm about to sit down and think about this. Man, I don't think I was in that
what
trade
time
for
is
an
it?
hour and a half. No,
What trade?
I have it figured out. So like 15:33 would be 5:33, correct?
Facts.
Yeah, but then my exit, it was 17:02, so 7:02,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was in the trade for that long.
But we was
Yeah.
talking the whole time, bro.
Yeah, true shit. I guess I'm over running my mouth. Yeah,
You said I don't think I was in it.
man, it didn't feel like that long.
That
man.
hour went by. Hey, that patience is growing.
True. Real
Oh
shit.
my, for real. Like, not to not be hovering over that trade. Do you think, as you seen your trade log, do you think you hold your position? How long do you think you hold your positions, roughly?
So up until this point, I kind of stopped entering the time in because like, it's kind of tedious. What is this? Why do this? But after reflecting, I think it's an important thing to do.
Yeah.
Just to kind of gauge and understand how long on average you're in a trade. I think that's very valuable information.
Yeah.
So I think I can, for that reason, I'll call myself lazy for not doing it up until now.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna get in it.
Nah, that's exactly the kind of my approach to freaking the whole trade log in general before. It was just like, I got it on my trade locker history. Why do I need to? I can see my P&L. I can see my duration I can see all this, and I can really see the same information that's in the trade log. But having it and really just going back over it, like when you're putting it in, I find value in that. And then the other thing too is I was messing around. I put it into AI, right? I copy and pasted everything and I put it into AI, and I was like, just break down, the duration I was in each trade on average for my XAU USD, and it really broke it down. I forgot the exact number. If I go pull it up, I can find it, but it was like not 9 trades I had at the time on my trade log, just to see if Trade Locker, or to see if AI would get it done, and definitely did it. So but I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. About 1 minute left for me, but I'm sitting here on this meeting, so still in my positions. I'm gonna remain in these positions, honestly, until until price moves below 2433.21. If price gets below that, I'll close both of these trades. But if not, I will be holding. I would be able to-
HODL or HLDL.
HOD.
How long have these meal kits been in my
Holding on
fridge?
for dear
A
life.
week? 2?
But
How much am I spending on these?
good, great call today.
Hey,
I'll
Eric.
see
sir.
y'all
Did my
on
subscription go up?
Another good
Tuesday.
Another good one. Brian, Justin's on here with us. Justin, appreciate you being on here with us, man. I'm gonna slide off as well. We will see you come Monday.